or right. I'm at an angel meeting. I'm hearing about a company, their technology. I raise my hand. Do you have any barriers to entry? We're provisionally patented. And as you learn, that's not a correct statement, and it's just flat wrong. A provisional patent, it's just an application, a placeholder. What happens is, in the normal course of events, we've been talking about you might do a search, you might not do a search, you file a patent application. Let's call it a regular patent application. You file it in the patent office. You wait a couple of years. The patent office does their search. They examine it. They get back to you. They reject you. You go back and forth a few times, hopefully not too many times, and you get your patent. You're happy. Hooray. Sometimes you're not ready, and I'll talk about some of the reasons. Then you say, I don't want to start that whole process. It's a little scary. It's expensive. We're not quite ready. So we file a provisional patent application, which just says if you file this regular patent application within 1 year of your provisional date, we'll give you an effective filing date of your regular application, the 1 year earlier date of your provisional. Does that make sense? So there's a little bit of a catch, of course. You can't just write, so people say, this is great. I'm going to have my chair patent, and I'm just going to write one word, chair. And then a year later, I'm going to write, the chair is blue, it has 4 legs. No. It's only covered, your 1 year later date only goes back to the provisional date based upon whatever is already disclosed in the provisional, the overlapping subject matter. If you come up with something new in a year, and with it's blue or it has legs and there's metal, none of that gets the old date. And that's a big issue. But we'll talk about that. So, again, first question, why would you like to protect your invention? And are you ready? If you're ready, and I'll talk about what makes you ready, then you why wait? Get a regular patent application. In fact, sometimes we accelerate examination at the patent office. There's a new process where they'll let you get an examination within 1 year, which seems long, but it's actually pretty fast. If you're not sure, then let's talk about the next slides. First, a refresher. To protect your invention, you need to get a patent, yes. Time-consuming, it's expensive. You're going to spend X to file and then probably another X to 2X to get it through the patent office and issued. So that's going to be expensive. So there are some issues that if, say, for a startup or an inventor, you're thinking about getting a patent, you're not ready. Are you cash constrained? Patent applications are expensive. Like I said, they could be $10,000 to $20,000 easily. Is the technology not well developed? I actually filed a provisional application on a chemical technology that I'm not terribly sophisticated with, and the technology needed to be developed. So the idea was get my broad concepts on file in a provisional to the extent I can, and have some expert in chemistry come in and figure out the real details, and then file a non-provisional. And perhaps, hopefully, I was hoping there's some overlapping subject matter that can go back to the earlier year. You might not be sure of the business proposition. You might have just had an idea. And someone asked a question, well, I think it was you. You have a whole bunch of ideas. Which one do you file on first? Well, maybe you're not sure. But maybe it's important enough to get a provisional application on file relatively inexpensively. So another issue is sometimes you're about to disclose it. And you could be attending a conference next week. I mean, every patent attorney has the same story. They get a call at 4 o'clock on Friday and say, the client says, I'm going to a conference tomorrow. Can you get this on file for me and protect it? Or am I okay? And they're, no, you're not. So you might want to get something really on file really fast that's not necessarily too refined, but at least protects you. You might be talking with investors. Investors, for the most part, are very resistant to signing non-disclosure agreements. Otherwise, they'd be signing them all day. And they have the money, so they can tell you what they will and won't sign a lot of times. So to protect that yourself, you could file a provisional application, which is, again, less expensive. If you're meeting with potential partners, I mean partners like business, business partners. I'm selling this valve. Maybe I want to go to Baxter and say, hey, I know I have a contact. Maybe Peter's contacting U.S. Surgical. He's, he likes to protect his patents. He said with his inventions before he talks to these people with provisionals. That's definitely much stronger than a non-disclosure agreement.